Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Awesome piece of history here in our showroom. Available today. It's available. May not be available tomorrow because this is a really cool piece. First off, 70 Chevelle, awesome muscle car to begin with. Enough said. 70 Chevelle, cranberry red with cowl hood, even better, right? Black bucket interior, awesome. This one here happens to be not the LS454 version. This is the LS454 version. VIN number showing on the block, showing to be matching numbers. As you walk around this car, you know, it's, first off, it's a spectacular restoration. We're gonna look underneath the car, we're gonna walk around, and I want you to see, you know, this is a car that probably cost $50,000 to $75,000 to buy as a basket case, you know, and then it's going to be $100,000 to restore because you're talking about the 512 block with the 450 horse, 454 engine in it. You know, this has an M22 4-speed in it, rock crusher, which you know is expensive. It's got the 12 bolt with the posi, and then when you get inside the car, it's totally restored in there too, and it's really nicely done because it's all the gauges, it's a tach, it's a clock, and whatever. So let's keep doing what we're doing. I want to talk about paint quality first because you know what? Regardless of the condition of the car in the pictures, you need to make sure that in the video or whatever that you can clearly see the guy's face, what kind of shirt he's wearing, the brand of the camera that he's using. Anything less than that is not a shiny car. You can make anything look good in pictures, and people don't always do it on purpose, but when the car gets there, and believe it, it happens to me all the time. So here's how I know right away. Check out this here. Picture perfect, be able to read the window sticker in there. I mean, you can see the guy's watch, I mean, whatever. This is nicely done. And here's the one thing that's important too, is that as they paint the cars, like this car was obviously stripped down to bare metal, painted, and then what they did was they painted it the red, wet sanded it, painted the black stripes on, and then cleared the whole car. And the reason why you want to have that done is because over time of washing and waxing the car, the edges of the stripes will chip up. And then that'll become ugly. And here it's all nice and smooth, it's all done correctly, and just really great looking. Hood pins, I love hood pins. Hood pins are what I feel is you could have just a plain Plymouth Duster if you wanted to, but if you got hood pins, it looks like the car is fast. It could have a 6-cylinder and no one would ever know, but hood pins say I have a muscle car. So look underneath here, we talk about all new chrome, stainless, things like that. This is important too because if you're going to show the car, these are the Firestone Wide Ovals. Now they're belted tires, and belted tires are a lot different than today's radial tire. This is a show car tire and you can drive just fine on it. But the advances in radial technology really make, if you want to drive this car a lot, I would say put a set of radials on it or have 2 sets of wheels and tires, one for show, one for whatever, because with the radials it drives really nice. But this is trying to keep it authentic. Got the correct Super Sport wheels, and peeking through there you can see that it does have power disc brakes. So as we look down this car, now listen, we look at the top of the car, let's take a peek at the paint here. Like, check this out, man. Look at this, look at that. I mean, we're talking about really nice paint. And if I could, I'd love Justin for a minute just to get a little bit. Look at the frame, it's all painted. The floor pans are new. It does not have the correct exhaust on it. It has Flow Masters. That's an easy fix if you don't love the sound of it, but this car sounds so good. I'm not sure you're going to want to do that. All right, this right here, super big call out. People need to know that, hey, I'm sporting a 454 and that's what just spanked me. Then you'll you know, pull over somewhere, talk to them and try to ease their bruised ego and tell them it's an LS6, so that's what happened to you. So sorry, quit your crying. Let's look under the hood and see how all that happens when, not that I would ever condone that, because I would never really race the car, right? And I'm sure you would never really race the car. And if you were, you know, challenged by somebody, you would never really engage yourself in that challenge. But just in case you did, and they got spanked, this is what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna pull over, you guys are gonna talk for a minute, he's gonna say, what do you got? You're gonna say, you know, you got the Vortec V6 out of an S10 pickup. He's not gonna believe it, and you're gonna have to show the money shot. And this is the difference between a regular restoration and going just a little bit farther. Things like this. Tower clamps, GM hoses, correct tower clamps all through, the correct casting number for the intake, solid lifter camshaft in here. Everything is nicely detailed and done. The wiring is done, the solenoids are clean. you know, it's not overly restored, it's correctly restored. It's correctly restored as much as I know how these are. I'm not a super Chevy national winner. There's no way to really authenticate that this car rolled off the line as everything about it as it is. But everything it has indications that this is the real deal. And plus, if you were to try to make one of these, you're going to find you're going to spend $75,000 or $80,000 just to try to make a clone, so you'd be past probably the price of a regular LS6 anyway. Let's look around a little bit more. You got the intake manifold we talked about. You got the correct exhaust manifolds over here. Some things that we forget to ask about are things like power steering. You know, power steering are a nice item to have, especially on bigger cars like this. We talked about the power disc brakes. And so when you open the hood, like, this looks really nice, and all you're going to get from these people is, wow. Okay, all right, let's keep rolling. Okay, we're on a roll right now because we're on a car that's really exciting, very rare. And as we pin, what I love to say is the hood pins, okay? This is kind of cool. Because it says SS back here, people know that it's a performance version of this muscle car. But what they don't know is they don't know whether it's a 396, 350 horse, 375 horse, whether it's, you know, the 454 and the different horsepower variations there, all the way up to the 450 horse. So once they get spanked, they're really going to want to know what happened. But in the meantime, while you're at a car show, these are the kinds of things that you're going to want to do, and that's open the trunk. You're going to want to open the hood. You want to be able to see how this is all buffed. There's even a little rubbing compound there. All buffed and polished in here, all buffed and polished under there with the correct stickers. It's got a spare tire in it with a spare tire cover. This is kind of nice too. It even comes with, I believe this is a chair, so that you can sit at the shows and show off the car. Okay, new gaskets, the way the stripes come down inside here, but they don't go over the lip, which is correct. Okay, that's the way the factory did it. Trunk closes nicely, the panel fit is nice, the gaps are nice. Okay, all right, let's check this out for a minute. See how detailed it is from behind? This is why it's nice to take a car like this to a car show, because you have that the rear end is detailed. You know that everything in there is fresh. The brakes are all shiny. The gas tank is redone. The frame rails have been painted, and they're actually a little bit over restored because they have gloss paint on them. Typically these cars would have come with satin black paint on the frame rails, but when this car was taken apart, this customer here wanted to make sure that over the years that satin black paint didn't rust out, because when you leave them in the garage, you know, the garage floor sweats over and over and over every day. It clings to the bottom of the car, and that's how these cars rust out. So here, although it's a little over restored, I think it'll keep the restoration lasting a lot longer and a lot better. All right, let's take a peek inside real quick. I wanted to show you this too, which is kind of nice. This is the thing that a lot of people make mistakes on, is the package shelf. They'll put the speakers on top, or they'll do a package shelf with no speakers at all. The way to do it is you mount the speakers underneath, comes with the correct grills from the factory, and then you put the package shelf on here. All this trim here gets done in satin black, not gloss black, not flat black, but satin black, so there's just enough shine to look fresh and rich, but it's not, you know, it's not so much that it reflects in your face when you drive. Okay? All right, let's take a peek inside. This is nice. The tilt wheel makes it really nice. Gotta have a console, man. Gotta have a console. Console to me just kind of finishes the whole sports interior of these muscle cars. But here's a good sign. We looked at tires, which are expensive, and that's usually a good sign, first off, that somebody puts expensive tires on their car, because that means they really love that car. If this was not your baby, you know, you'd probably put the cheapest tires you could on there, but somebody obviously cared about it. But here, check this out. The clock works. To me, that says a whole lot, because most, you know, 99% of the cars we get, the clocks never work, and you know, people just, it's just not important to them. Original AM radio in here. It's got the tach with the right RPMs. It's got the full gauges, climate control. What we do for a lot of people is we'll put a stereo in the glove box here, okay? This has two manuals. I believe this has one, the original one, still in the envelope, just for protection, okay? And I believe this is a reproduction manual here. Can't swear by it, but that looks to be really old, and you'd have to really age that first one for it to be original. Okay. But really what you're buying is you're buying some sound. Great looking style, but you know, it's very much like a handsome man or a beautiful woman. You know, if they look great but their voice is squeaky, it makes it tough to get past the headshot. All right, so how about I start it for you so you can hear what it sounds like, and we'll go from there. And I'm going to let it idle for a second just so you can hear this thing idle. So go ahead, check it out. You know, I wanted to close the video with this. I know this sounds crazy, but listen. Everything just, I don't know what it is about this car. This car was done right. And clearly you can see from the bottom of it that, that the time and effort that's gone into it is amazing. The panel fit is nice. The gaps are nice. The paint and shine is nice. You know what? If you can find a way to get this kind of car into your life, this is one of those cars that is like a blue chip investment. Typically they should appreciate every year. Plus the fact that you can actually drive one, which makes it really nice. Anyway, if we can find a way to help you, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about the 70 Chevelle SS6. Call us. Hey, once in a while, you know, we get a very special piece, and although this car here is a very nice car, and I don't want to say that it's more special than anything else we carry, but just to go for a ride once in a while, you got to check out why we do what we do, why we love what we do, and you know, why you'll be in the same seat with that same dumb smile that we're going to have on our face, and you know, whatever. I'll stop talking. We'll go for a drive. What's that nice, huh? Look at that thing. You know what that's saying? Hi, I'm here to deliver some more power. Hi. Hi. I'm in the power department. How can I help you? That's what it's saying. This car drives so nice. It's just, you know, we're wheeling around like a regular kind of driving area. I know this sounds cheesy that we're just doing what we're doing, but I'm doing it for a reason, because I want you to see, like, although this car is very powerful, we're just driving around. Temperature gauge looks great. Tach is working. The clock even works on the car. Fuel gauge works. Amps are showing that it's charging. Not sure if the AM radio works, but I'm not sure that you want to know if it works or not, because who cares? But it looks great in the dash. A regular high-performance muscle bar can drive around. I could go to CVS in this car. I could take the kids out in the car. I could go to a car show. I can drive around and do, you know, whatever I want. It's a real-world investment. Just a little test drive, just sneak up on a Volvo, you know, at 150 miles an hour. We wouldn't do that, but this car, it's just amazing how easy. We're just chilling driving this car. It's a pretty powerful original muscle car, so people are always worried, like, if I buy this muscle car, like, who will take care of it? Well, it's not really like a brand new Lamborghini that has, you know, 60 valves or you know, 7 throttle bodies and you know, a 15,000 clutch. Keep in mind too, these big blocks here, you know, the LS6s, designed to run a little bit higher RPM. I didn't wind this car out much at all. You know, shifted right around 4,500. These big block cars are the LS6 especially 65 to 7,200 RPMs, and they make a lot of power in that place. This is looking ugly for us right now. Okay, here we go. And we're back at Flemings. Look at this, huh?